He saw a city of ancient ignorance, founded upon a soil that knew not light.
What is the ancient ignorance?
Yeah, city of ancient ignorance.
What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. He saw a city, that capital, ancient ignorance. Ignorance, which is born of inconscience. The ancient most ignorance. Later on, ignorance becomes less and less ignorant. Less and less ignorant. We are, when matter has life in it, ignorance has become less. When mind has entered into life, ignorance has become still less like that. Less and less. Ignorance becomes less and less, you see. But ignorance continues to be ignorance. So we are in a world of decreasing ignorance, in a stage of evolution of decreasing ignorance. Now, the termination of this ignorance will be when the higher power, the knowledge comes here. Then it will be again a progress of growth in knowledge, from knowledge to knowledge. Now our progress is from more ignorance to less ignorance. Later on it will be from knowledge to more knowledge, greater knowledge, higher knowledge, right? Wider perspectives of manifestation. That is what will come here. So now the whole work which is going on here is making ignorance less and less. So the ancient most ignorance would mean definitely something which has come up just now from the inconscience. Which has come up from the inconscience. Now, actually, you go back to line 1.8. Then something in the inscrutable darkness stirred, darkness, a nameless movement, an unthought idea, insistent, dissatisfied, without an aim, something that wished but knew not how to be. 'Tis the inconscient to wake ignorance. 'Tis the inconscious, kind of kidded inconscience, stirs something. 'Tis inconscious to wake ignorance. Something managed to tingle inconscient, and then ignorance arose. So the origin of this ignorance is actually this inconscient waking up slowly, and that is the ancient ignorance here. I would put it that way. This ancient ignorance would mean that. What we have got here. He saw a city of ancient ignorance. I mean, Ashwapati is going back to the origin of ignorance when it is just coming out of inconscience. And the city is where now? The city is located in the inconscience. The capital is located in the inconscience, not in ignorance, but in inconscience. A capital was there without a state. It had no ruler, only groups that flow. He saw a city of ancient ignorance, founded upon a soil that knew not light. That makes it absolutely clear. Soil that knew not light. Total inconscience, total darkness, total night. That is exactly what we have got. Darkness stirred, something darkness. In 1.8, we got that thing, you see. So, see, what it means is that Savitri explains Savitri. If you have something here, it will be explained somewhere. You have to go back. Savitri explains Savitri. You don't need anybody. If you read Savitri, Savitri explains Savitri. Everything is contained in that. He saw a city of ancient ignorance, founded upon a soil that knew not light. There, each in his own darkness walked alone. Only they agreed to differ in evil's path. Each one, well, I will do like this, I will do like this, but all of them will have evil in their mind, in their heart, in their operation, everything evil only. There is no problem about that. But then I will follow this path of evil. I will follow this path of evil. The paths may be different, but all the paths are of evil. You see, only they agreed to differ in evil's paths, to live in their own way, for their own self. In other words, they want to be absolutely individualistic in their own way, or to enforce a common lie and wrong. On everybody, each one will enforce, but in his own way, or to enforce a common lie and wrong. There, ego was lord upon his peacock seat. So, ego is masculine. Ego was lord upon his peacock seat. So, he is occupying the peacock throne and lord. And falsehood sat by him. Falsehood is mate. Falsehood is his mate. Ego's mate, you see. He is mate and queen. The world turned to them as heaven to truth and God. The way we turn to heaven for truth and God, same way the world, whatever was there in that part, they turn to ego and falsehood. See. Now, actually, in the Purana, there is a description of Narad going down to the underworld, Patal, the lowest world, Patal. He goes once there, and there he meets sons of Diti. Diti means one who divides. Diti, the opposite of Aditi. The gods are the sons of Aditi. The hostile progeny comes from Diti. Diti. So he describes that Patal world, Narad. When he goes back to heaven, then people ask him, yes, what did you see in the Patal and all that? And he starts describing him. And there is a very beautiful, elaborate, long description of how things are happening in Patal. He said that the sons of Diti are worshipping all the hostile powers, asuras, titans, etc., evil, whatever is there, the way we worship gods. The way we worship God, the high people. So this is exactly the description of that thing, of Patal. The world turned to them as heaven to truth and God, you see. So Narad's description is perfectly correct. He has seen that thing and he has reported back, well, they are very happy, they are worshipping the Satan, the evil, or whatever you want to call it, the sin, and then things are happening. Injustice justified by firm decrees. Yes, it shall be so. It cannot be challenged. The sovereign weights of errors legalize a trade, but all the weights were false and none the same. Error is a she, feminine. The sovereign weights of errors legalized trade, but all the weights were false and none the same. Obviously, you think that this is 10 kg or 7 kg or 5 kg or whatever it is, milligram. No, it is not that. It can be anything, whatever you like, you see. And none of them is the same. We have got now at least all 10 kg would mean 10 kg only, you see. Maybe plus or minus something, but all 10 kg. The same. Ever she watched, she stands for error. Error is feminine. Ever she watched with her balance and sword, lest any sacrilegious word expose the sanctified formulas of her old misrule. She watched with balance and sword, so she is Libra, the goddess justice of the opposite kind. She has got the balance, holding everything properly in shape, so to say, and a sword. Balance means kind of equity. that I am true, I am fair to everybody. I am listening everybody's arguments and I am fair to this one. So that is what the balance would mean. Sword, absolute authority. The sword means absolute authority. So error has both fairness and authority. The counterpart of God is justice. God is justice. In fact, that is how you depict God is justice, you see. Libra. Libra. Libra itself means weighing scale. Weighing scale. Balance, you see. Virgin goddess of justice, injustice, justice, purity, provision. Lady Justice, Justilia, scales, the balance, stands for fairness. Sword, her authority, her decision cannot be challenged. Her decision cannot be challenged. And of course, the Roman goddess of justice, she is blindfolded. She does not go by that. She goes by fairness. She is not prejudiced by seeing this man or that man. She goes by that, blindfolded. So she is blindfolded with a sword in her hand. I don't know whether the Roman goddess has the sword in her hand, but here there is a sword also. Means authority, absolute authority, you see. In fact, this is what we have got in the course even now. Hammer. You just strike the hammer. Finished. The judgment is given. It cannot be challenged at all, the hammer. So hammer is the ultimate authority to proclaim something decided, firm. You see. Absolutely no challenge at all. So hammer is that which nails down everything. Every nail is pushed down with the hammer. The hammer is an instrument for nailing down all differences, all and fairness is given. It is like what they call it, Birmingham screwdriver. You heard of Birmingham screwdriver? It is a screwdriver, Birmingham screwdriver. It is a screwdriver which can be used for a variety of instruments. It is a knife, it has a screwdriver, every kind of a thing is there in that thing, Birmingham screwdriver. So hammer is a thing which will hammer out, nail down everything in that sense. Injustice justified by firm decree. The sovereign ways errors legalized the trade, but all the ways were false and none the same. Ever she watched with her balance and a sword, lest any sacrilegious word expose sacrilegious, we should challenge the law. The sanctified formulas of our old missiles, sanctified formulas, they have acquired a kind of a religious dogmatism, and anything which is spoken against that formula will be sacrilegious, will be challenged. Like orthodoxy. Orthodoxy has a fixed pattern, fixed laws. You cannot speak against anything against orthodoxy. That becomes sacrilegious, challenging, you see. In high professions, wrapped self-will walked wide, and license tucked prating of order and right. In high professions, wrapped self-will walked aside. Self-will walked wide. Self-will. This is what I should do. My will. And license. I am free to do whatever I want to do. License. Stacked. Move stealthily. As when I pray. Prating. Babbling. Uttering useless words of order and right. License is walking, prating of order and right, and self-will walking right. There was no altar raised to liberty. Well, obviously, because everything under that rule. True freedom was above and hunted down. But they knew that there is something like a true freedom to hunt and bring down. Harmony and tolerance nowhere could be seen. Each group proclaimed its dire and naked law. Each group, because there are only groups without the ruler. So the capital without a state. You see. Each group proclaimed its dire and naked law.